Your daddy did.
Okay. I want to welcome everybody to the December 5th, 2023 meeting at 6 o'clock. If I could get approval of the agenda this time.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Again, it's our honor to have Donald Black to St. Paul AME Church. He's been so gracious to come and open us up. We appreciate it. I want to let you know Chantel's the one. We do thank you very much.
Bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, as we acknowledge this season of Advent, we realize that the gift of your Son is the reason for our salvation. Let us remember Isaiah's prophecy that the government shall be on his shoulders. As we face challenges in the world, in our nation, in our state, and in our county, grant our elected officials the wisdom inspired by you to mitigate these challenges and the discernment to make decisions to lead our country. In this season we pray for peace and we pray for unity. We know that all things work for the good when we put our trust in you. Let us remember the reason for this season. Keep us safe and grateful for your presence in our lives. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Black, thank you so much.
Aye.
All right, before we start our planning and zoning, if anybody here tonight is in opposition of any of these requests, you will get opportunity to speak after the applicant comes forward. Ms. Petrowski, it's all yours.
Chairman, our first request is from Greater Jordan Chapel AME Church. It's a conditional use to allow an additional church building. The Planning Commission has granted approval of this request. That was their recommendation. They also approved a variance for this request for a church building to be closer than 50 feet to the side property line.
All right. Is the applicant here tonight want to speak on behalf?
Hi,
Good evening.
I'm the pastor of Greater Jordan Chapel, Reverend Dr. Maria Gordon, and I just want to give you a few highlights of Greater Jordan Chapel. Greater Jordan Chapel has existed for 156 years, and it has been in the current location for over 100 years. Greater Jordan Chapel was there before Highway 22 East was constructed, and that is approximately 119 years. Greater Jordan Chapel is an asset to the Jones County community, feeding the hungry for 5+ years. And we want to continue our ministry at the same location, providing food, clothing, and support not only to the city of Haddock, but the Jones County community in its entirety. Jones County Planning and Zoning Board has unanimously given their approval on November 20th, and now we humbly request that the Jones County Commissioners' approval to build a new sanctuary and social hall at our current location to continue serving the people of Jones County.
Any questions for Reverend?
No questions, Chairman. Just a comment. I hope that they're expanding because they have so many that they're running out the doors with people. Right.
That's it.
That's right. That's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Real quick, is anybody here tonight in opposition to this request? None? Commissioner Wood, I think this is your
Yes, motion to approve.
Second.
second. All in favor, aye? Thank
Thank you. Thank you
Can't
so
wait
much.
to see that
you.
construction.
And we would
Thank
love
you.
to have you come open our meeting sometime.
Oh, let me know. I'll
Just
be
call this
here.
young lady right here.
Okay, Shannon Wagner. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Hey,
All right,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Chairman, our next request, item P2, is by Aggregates USA LLC. This is a conditional use to allow additional space, including storage for a relocated asphalt plant. This is directly adjacent to the asphalt plant approval that we did last month. This is just expanding it by a little bit more, 2 acres that is adjacent to that. Planning Commission has recommended approval of this request.
All right, applicant here tonight on behalf of Agri.
Yes, Chairman, thank you, and good evening. My name's Jack Nichols. My address is 231 Riverside Drive in Macon. I do represent Aggregates USA LLC. To the extent there's any opposition, I would like to reserve some time to respond to that. But Aggregates is a subsidiary of Vulcan Materials. Postel Quarry here in Jones County is the largest quarry Vulcan has in the state, and it's very proud of it. Daniel Wilson is the Postel plant manager. He's here with me, so if I don't know an answer, I'm sure he can answer it for you. But this is, as y'all know, kind of a follow-on to what we were here about last month. We got 24 acres approved for a conditional use. This is the property just directly south of that and adjacent to that tract. It's just over 2 acres. It's between Jones County Convenience Center and the auto salvage yard. And so we're just asking really this for the same thing, to allow a conditional use there so that the asphalt plant has a little bit more space to operate, and we've got a built-in screen because the property, the 2 acres, is already wooded, it's undeveloped, and so that kind of satisfies some of the concerns that the P&Z Commission had about screening. Now we've got an automatic built-in screen we have there on those 2 acres. So y'all all know the standards. I'm not even going to go over those because it's the same thing I would have said last month. I'd just be happy to answer any questions you may have, and I'd ask that you recommend or approve this request.
Any questions for the applicant? Anyone here tonight in opposition to this request? No one? You sure?
I make a motion to approve the Agri USA request for conditional use to allow additional space, including storage and relocation of an asphalt plant.
Motion, we have a second. Any discussion? None? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank y'all.
Chairman, our next request is by Gerald Woodard. It's a request to rezone from Ag 1 to RR to allow a double wide to be placed on this property. It is only 3.13 acres in size, so that's not large enough to be subdivided. That is the reason they're requesting rezoning to RR, which allow a 1.1 minimum lot size, making it possible for them to have 2 homes on this property. It is also tied to item C1 on your agenda. Because this is a private road, Daisy Circle, a variance is going to need to be approved by this body to allow an additional lot on an existing substandard private road.
All right, is the applicant here tonight?
Nervous again.
All right.
Yeah, we were just trying to get it to where she can put her trailer over there. My grandmother always wanted them to have a place, her and my other daughter, and it's time to do it now. You know, we're not getting no younger. I sure ain't. So, yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, got a little 8-year-old grandboy now, and I'm like, man, where's time go? You know. But we just want to see what we could do to get it approved.
All right. Any questions for the applicant? Anyone here tonight in opposition to this request? No one?
Motion to approve, Chairman.
Second.
Second?
Chairman,
With,
Nope.
if we could clarify that this is a motion to approve item P3, the conditional use.
Right. Motion to approve item P3, conditional use to allow double wide on
Daisy Circle.
Daisy Circle, yep.
we have a second.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? None. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. You want to go ahead and do the C?
Item C1, yes, sir.
You want to do a motion on C1?
Yes, sir.
I'll do it. It's my district, since he took it away from me. And since it's like family right there.
There you go.
But they're not family. We just grew up that close.
Yeah.
So I make a motion to approve the C1 variancy request for the creation of the additional lot on the private road of Daisy Circle.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? Not. All in favor, aye? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you so
You
much.
get to move back home.
Yes, and I get to raise my kid where I grew up.
That's
Where I
exactly.
grew
I
up.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
He looked at me, I didn't know. I thought I was supposed to.
Chairman, our final zoning item is a request by Christopher Brandon Caves. It's a conditional use to allow an additional dwelling on a lot smaller than 10 acres in size. The Planning Commission has recommended approval of this request.
Is the applicant here tonight?
Hello.
He's gonna let you talk.
Yes.
All right.
So we're just trying to build an in-law suite for my dad on our property. We have 7 acres on Mallard's Point, and it's going to match our home, and it's going to be 750 square feet. And you know, we have a brick home, so we're not planning on building a shack out there.
Yeah. Nice place back in there.
Beautiful back in there.
Any questions for the applicant? Anyone here tonight in opposition to this request? None? This is,
I make a motion to, for the request of a conditional use to allow additional dwelling at Mallard's Landing, Mallard's Point.
Second.
second. Any more discussion? None? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. That it? All right. Move on. Zoning is over. Consent agenda approval for minutes. We had the third Tuesday of November 21st along with executive session. The board's had opportunity to review the minutes. I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right. Mr. Shawn, you got some bid awards on some roll-off?
Sir.
Good evening. Mr. Chairman, we put out an RFP for 15 roll-off containers. We had this in our budget. It's $110,275 was what we had budgeted for this item. We received our RFPs back, and there was an addendum. All the bidders acknowledged the addendum, and then we put out because there was so much of a distance between one of the Phoenix contracting bids and the other Phoenix contracting bid, we put out a request for an RFI to make sure everybody matched our specs. Well, we didn't receive a response back from Phoenix Contracting, and Iron Container, which was low at 70,000, didn't match our specs. So we recommend that we purchase the 15 containers from Sansom Equipment Company in the amount of $101,385.
So we came under bid.
We came in under bid.
And it meets the specifications.
Meet specifications, and hopefully we can maybe get one or two more if we need them at that same price. I don't know if that's possible or not, but we need all we can get.
Or get some big ones that you can take and transfer those 50 yards in case
Right.
double duty somewhere else.
Thinking the same way I am.
So out of curiosity, if we budgeted enough for him to buy the additional containers, if they're offered at that same price, would we be okay with making that expenditure?
How did we bid it? Did we bid it lump sum or did we bid it by item?
We have
Question to
a,
ask, any legal representation or legal opinions on that?
She hadn't hollered at you yet.
I'm gonna go ahead and get it underway.
our RFP was for 15. They did give us a price per unit. So
Do we
And the
have,
price per unit was the lowest of the bids.
the lowest that met the specs.
Okay.
And our total budgeted amount was how much again?
110,275.
And so right now, that's a little under 7,000-ish per container.
so that's less than 10% of the, do we have a policy where we can go up to 10% of the PO without rebidding? We should. Okay.
So how many of the 50 yards the biggest one you get?
These are for 30 yard.
I'm just thinking about getting
Containers.
a couple big ones that you're real,
Yes, 50 yards is about the biggest you can get, and we wouldn't, the citizens
Yeah, you
wouldn't be
couldn't
able to
reach it.
use these because they're too tall to.
you wouldn't want them to use them anyhow, but
No, that's
our
right.
gravel truck could double up when he's, like Christmas coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, you could get double use out of it'd be 3 trips to 1 with our current roll-offs without that gravel, so.
Yeah, my thoughts are with the bigger containers, if we get a couple of those, is to sit them right outside of Overland, and our grapple truck can just move, maybe 5 or 100 yards in lieu of going all the way to the landfill.
Did you get a price on the 50-yard?
No, I did not.
Well, you can get that would be under the budget, so you can get it without.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so instead of eating up the money that's being saved, coming in under budget for additional bins, you wanna wait and use those for larger bins?
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be a different PO and less
Yeah.
than the bid threshold anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't have
And they
a
would pay
problem.
themselves real quick, I promise you.
Yeah.
All right. I got a motion to approve,
Motion to approve.
Second?
second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you
We
for your
got-
help.
We got administrative assistant position.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, in the past, well, just say it like this, our administrative tasks in the Public Works Department have increased. Our phone call volume has increased over the years, and we've had one of our truck drivers to fill in at the office part-time. It's got to the point to where we really need them hauling, and our Angela Hennessy is the one that pretty much runs the office. She also runs sanitation, all the convenience centers. She keeps all of us straight too with our time and our safety meetings and everything. She's really covered up, and I feel with the tasks that we're about to undergo as far as writing SOPs and maintaining our work management system, that we need somebody in there full time to help keep up with these phone calls. And this is a position that would be traded off from another position that we have open. So we just wouldn't fill that position and hire an administrative assistant.
Any questions from Sean?
Chairman, I will say that, when you start getting the right equipment, getting the salaries right where you're filling positions and getting the right people in places, and starting, next level thinking when you're talking about the work order system and all this, what that does is turn around and keeps the phone calls from us, because I honestly believe we're getting a lot more work orders done now than we have in the past because of the things that we've put into place. So, I would support something like this. I think and especially since it's not an increase to the budget.
Any other questions or comments?
You want the motion to say, though, that the other position will not be filled? Let's let that be clear.
Commissioner Kitson, you started the motion, you want to finish?
Yeah, I didn't know if there was any other questions or comments. I didn't want to jump in front of anybody.
We got opportunity for discussion after you get a second.
All right, Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the administrative assistant's position by utilizing the salary of an existing position that would not be filled.
Second.
Second, any discussion?
I'm just gonna say, I talked with Sean today, and he told me he had it all under control. He really didn't need much more assistance.
Careful now.
No, but I appreciate it, because I had questions. I needed to understand how he was making it work, and he made it crystal clear. He even gave me a joke, but my brain was still behind times, and it took me a little while. Then I was like, ah. So I appreciate it. Thank you. I think it's a great idea, long overdue.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wood, we've got some traffic issues in Clinton.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. In Clinton, we have an issue of various trucks and other speeders coming off of Randolph onto Pulaski, and they have damaged some of the granite steps that Jake Hutchings crafted many, many years ago. I've made pictures. These were made this afternoon at 4 o'clock. I'm going to let the commissioners look at them, but it shows tire marks, broken steps on the corner of Randolph and Pulaski, downtown Clinton. We protect fire hydrants in the county with poles, and so I don't know the utilities that are in this area in the ground, but if we could protect these steps. And also there's a request of increased height on speed bumps in Clinton on Randolph Street, because people, they're not much there as far as the speed bumps. They're very low. They need to be, the height needs to be increased so it makes people slow down, because there's people running 55, 60 or better through there. I'll let Sam look through
Yeah,
this?
That thing is full of speed bumps. We got a
Right,
couple
we
people
don't-
like to speak.
Right, and I do have some, I think there's people signed in to speak on the topic also.
Y'all, y'all both can come up here if you want. You both asked to speak, so come on.
So,
I can't believe all the speed bumps we got there now, and they're still.
right,
using
no
that.
additional, it's just, because I think there's
Some
been,
of those are wore down.
they're worn
flat,
down,
they're
some
in-
pieces are missing, but we're gonna need help from Public Works and the Sheriff's
I
Office,
noticed it
you
today.
know,
I
to
had
get this
drive
under
that bus
control.
route.
Some of those will wake you up in the morning, don't
Well,
No, we in the back of the house.
they? Oh.
Yeah, but the windows are thin. They move when the wind blows.
the ones on Pulaski are much greater than the ones on Randolph.
Right.
Pulaski will slow you down, Randolph won't.
Yeah, Randolph's is pretty worn out.
Right.
Yeah.
And Randolph's is the cut-through route now from Green Settlement to the traffic light at Popeyes. And so the traffic volume has considerably increased.
Yeah.
That's a quick
Yeah, I
fix
was
as far as
thinking-
putting in new speed bumps.
Well, I'm thinking Stewart Avenue style speed bumps.
Well, I will say, I just drove that bus route today. I was gonna say, and I was not thinking about Randolph, I was thinking about Pulaski, about knock your teeth out on Pulaski, trying to roll over those.
Right.
But the ones on Randolph do need new, they're worn down.
Replace
I mean,
all.
like on the bus, it's like you don't even really have to slow down a lot to go
Yeah.
over them
But we
because
can hear
they're
when people
gone.
are coming because they slap when you hit
Yeah.
them.
Right, they make a popping noise, 'cause they're
Yeah.
plastic.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the school bus ain't tearing them up, are they?
No.
No.
Well, and I even,
Good
I mean,
chance.
no lie, this
They give her a hard
afternoon,
time.
this afternoon when I came through and I saw this, I thought, oh, no, there's double wheel tires. We're gonna get blamed for this because we do have to make that turn right there and it is a sharp turn. But we've got kids on Pulaski and we've got kids on Randolph, so
Right.
You
Still
can't
gotta
come
make the
straight
turn.
across from.
Can't run out
I've
the
got
road.
kids on Pulaski.
Still can't run
I
over
mean,
the
that are
steps.
on, that are up at,
Still can't run over steps.
and that are
No,
at,
these are-
Kids you got on there.
where Miss Middlebrooks and them live at, and across from Black Drive right there. I've got kids there, so no, I have to come there and come down to the four-way. And I've got kids on Randolph.
Right.
Well, something, and I'm Cliff Bowen, I live at Randolph Street, Cleveland, Georgia. I think there's something's changed in the past few months with the turn. I don't know if it's the bus or not. I don't know if it's the right-of-way company. I've seen some of them that park behind the whatever the name of the motel is now.
It's a fenced-in lot on
Pike.
Pulaski.
Yeah.
Pike
Yeah.
and
It's
Austin,
Georgia right away,
whatever
whichever it
it's
is.
called,
It's
yeah.
whoever has the lot
They
leased.
come through quite a bit coming from 52, but coming off Green Settlement and then cutting down, coming down Madison Street,
And
making
they're
that
usually
turn.
pulling a trailer behind them too.
Well,
a
they're
lot of
pretty
times.
big. Some of them do pull trailers.
Pole
yeah.
trailers and
Yeah.
things.
But anyway, that was my issue. My reason for my original call is seeing the recent deterioration of that, and of course the speed breakers. Used to in years past, Friday afternoons was about the worst time for speeders. But something's changed over the past year or so, and it's every afternoon. And it's not the number of people, but I mean it's a 20 mile an hour speed zone. I think there may only be one sign left that says 20. And
One or
now,
two.
when I was younger, there was no through traffic signs on the road. I don't think they exist
I
anymore.
think there's one coming off of Pulaski heading to Green Settlement, but I don't know if there's one coming off of Green Settlement back.
Okay.
I don't think there is, and I
Right.
think we've lost several of our speed limit signs over
Right.
time.
But,
Putting
you know, of course,
signs
I was just
limiting the
thinking,
weight.
and of course, when I go to four-way
Right.
stops,
No
sometimes
through
folks
trucks
just run
and
right,
weight
they
limit.
don't slow
Yeah.
down for
I
it.
think just increasing the
Speed
speed bumps
bumps.
on Randolph is gonna cut that out. I mean, and truly, it's safer for everybody to come to that red light than try to get out off Green Settlement Road onto Gray Highway at that hilltop. And that's what a lot of people are, but you're gonna, if you put the speed breakers back up that are like on Pulaski, on Randolph, people aren't gonna, they're just gonna go back, keep going straight up.
Yeah.
Cause that's how worn down they are.
Oh, they're almost.
Yeah.
We got the right person.
Right, replacing
Fixing
all
all this
speed
signs
bumps on
and
that street.
speed.
Oh, yeah.
Speed limit signs.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that with a 40-foot bus, if y'all put something at the corner right there of the street, we won't be able to make the turn.
But if we fix the speed brakes, that might deter
The-
I don't go through there now because it's, you know.
The ones on Pulaski, yeah,
Right.
jar your teeth, but the ones on Randolph are worn down. They're not.
Right. They're-
Okay,
But,
short
but
bus.
I'm with Clifford, whatever's going on right now is more recent. I mean, those steps have been hit in the past here and there, but this current level of damage is,
Right.
what,
It's
2
significant,
months?
yeah.
And it's
Right, it was
significant.
fresh
They're about
turn
wrong.
of dirt today.
It's like they're just continuing to cut in closer, and they're gonna take out the whole steps.
Yeah, and I think people have found an easier way to cut through there, and it's not, I mean, the buses have been doing that for years,
Yeah.
so it's.
Right.
It's something
And this is my
else.
same bus driver is through there all the time,
Yeah.
so he,
I got, and we've seen a lot of, contractors for trimming the right of ways and stuff, other than those in that leased area too, and
Right.
they're pulling trailers and everything else with them, so.
Yeah.
I would surely wish we could put something at the corner to deter that turn, but I didn't realize the school bus was making that turn.
What if we take that, and I don't mean to interrupt, if we take, if you're coming down Randolph Street and you get to Pulaski and you're looking at 129, you know, if you know, maybe that stop sign over there, push it back 3 feet, and the bus driver can go a little bit further and then make the turn. But that's if somebody wants to do it, you know. It's still a lot of running the stop sign, but you know that's tough. I'm surprised we hadn't had more accidents because if you turn right there at Julie King's house, which a lot of them are coming from the old Clinton gas way, and a lot of times they don't stop for that sign. They just make the turn and keep on going to the light. But you know. I don't like going that way because the roots are growing up through the road and they'll knock your teeth out too. But you know, I guess speed's
We're
more
working
important
on
than
that.
comfort.
Pretty soon we won't need speed breakers there. We just have.
Yeah, well that's fine. Well, you know, it's
It's a
fine.
cost
They can-
savings device. You know.
That's fine. Bruce can grow up all the way through it. I drive it every day. I'll be all right.
Well, we can fix the speed brakes and we can fix the signs, but we don't even need a motion to do that. We got gentlemen out here that can.
Okay.
Is
I
there
haven't
any
seen him
way-
writing, so I know he.
Is there any way we could arrange to take pictures at that corner and figure out who's making the turn and go after some dollars for repair of the steps?
I don't know how you, I mean,
The homeowner has offered to put a camera on his porch. I don't know if that's usable legally, but it would tell us who's making the turns.
we could get a flock camera put in
I
there.
would think that
You
would
could.
need to be the homeowner's issue, wouldn't it? Because it's
Yes.
gonna get real muddy if we start talking about
Steps are-
government on a road being damaged to a private property by a third party. And
Yeah.
The right of way
Gets
is
real-
kind of interesting there.
Right-of-way.
The steps are actually probably on the county right of way.
Right away in Clinton is very dicey, and just for perspective, going east from that intersection where the big gully is there, between Pine Ridge School and the Iverson House, back when Fran Green Collins owned that house, Andy used to keep that clean. There's actually a set of steps that goes down in that gully and comes up the other side, and another set of steps that goes up into the front yard of the Iverson house. So there's a continuous set or pathway there that adds to the historic part of that street. So continuing to damage, that's just, continuing to damage one set of those steps to me is really bad. So I would ask y'all to think of whatever we can do to stop it and fix them.
Get Travis to put we got some portable flock cameras we
Yeah.
could put in there to see what's going on.
I think
Right.
just asking the sheriff to beef up there for a little bit and put some cameras out there to see what we got going on. At least it'll deter it. That and the speed breakers and the signage.
And the four-way, running the four-way. Because
Yeah.
I've had so many people talk to me about that. I mean, you can just sit there and watch them go through, so.
But I think just a camera being there deter some, make an honest being honest anyway.
We'll give Travis a call, give him a heads up.
Okay. That works. I
But
appreciate
the
it.
signs of signs of the beach, speed bump, we can fix them real quick. That might deter a lot of the stuff.
Probably will. I mean,
That'll
I
help
don't
on
like speed
trash.
bumps, but it's a good trade.
Also.
Yeah.
I'd
But
love to,
the road's so narrow. I mean, you know, it's. I had to stop for somebody coming off of Liberty Street the other day. I just stopped and he pulled out and waved at me. And I was, hey, you know.
what's the next street when you, Pulaski, you turn on Randolph, what's the next one right there that's got the upward hill?
That's Liberty. You talking about
It's
Madison? Where it
blind.
goes up by the.
It's
Oh, you talking about
blind.
the one going down the bottom?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody comes up on you there,
that's Liberty.
that's
Liberty,
Liberty, it's
yeah.
a blind when you,
Mhm. That's a bad intersection, but it's an
Yeah.
original intersection. You know, I guess the only other point I'd make is if it's those right-of-way folks or similar kinds of vehicles, that's commercial traffic trucking right through the heart of the historic district. So, you know, if we can identify who it is and then try to get some refund or repair money for the steps and stop them.
The problem is you can't put a value on historic steps. I mean, what would go back there is just concrete steps, which is minimal. So that really doesn't address the problem that you all want addressed of they're historic and they're being destroyed. I mean, repair money to put some concrete steps back is minimal, and that's really not addressing your problem.
Could we put granite steps back? I mean, hey, this is the historic preservation, right? You know, the Secretary of the Interior standards, you need granite steps. Just for perspective.
Well, and then it gets back to, is it on our right of way, and justifying why the county needs steps there to go to a private home. So if you can stop it, is the best
Best way to-
option, yeah.
Because, and then the second part is gonna be, if you catch somebody, how you gonna prove that, unless you see them hitting the step? Because if you see them turning, they're close to the step, you go, well, they must have been the one that done that damage last time.
And if
Yeah.
it's from the porch, you're not gonna see that.
But we can at least identify them and get them stopped.
Yeah, I was gonna say that all the, whatever it takes to stop it, I think is the best way, to make sure that we're preserving them, because, I mean, there should be no trucks through there anyway, of any weight limit.
Right.
Through those small, narrow, historic roads.
Are there any of those, there's none of those signs out
They
there,
are?
are there?
There are no trucks, but there's someone that parks their truck on the Green Settlement end.
Yeah, that's a whole
Right.
nother
And
issue.
so there's truck traffic there. If I may comment about the speed bumps, I just looked at those on Street View, and we've just ordered a new shipment of speed bumps. We got Ruby Drive and a couple more in Haddock to replace, so we'll go ahead and get some more and get these.
Sean, do you want these pictures?
Yeah, they are dumping down where that truck parks. They are continuing to dump down there. There's a new sofa been gifted to that turn.
We just
That's
caught
good.
some illegal dumping down there at Jake's Woods' new parking area. And they cleaned it up too. Miss Tiffany got them, got their attention real quick after the second ticket. They,
Well,
the
right,
fu-
please ask her to watch. I mean, it's not county property, but it's right there in the curve where that truck is being parked. And where it turns in off Green Settlement, it's tearing the end of that street all to pieces down there. So,
hey,
anyway,
we appreciate everything y'all do for the Clinton community.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Redner, we got department head. You wanna start tonight, so I don't forget you? I've been forgetting you here lately.
One thing I'll mention to the board, Tim and Sean and I reviewed earlier today, early draft of the pavement assessment. And at the first, or before the first meeting in January, we'd like to do a work session with the board to kind of go through all that data. And then we'll have on the first agenda selection of LMIG roads. We don't have to get that done at that first meeting in January, but we have to have it all submitted by February 1. So we'll have the month of January to kind of work through all that and decide, and y'all can decide what roads you want to apply for funding for that round of LMIG. But there's lots of good data there, lots of work to be done in terms of street repairs and so forth. But we look forward to presenting that to all of you in January.
Thank you, you two young lady. Sean, you can do it tonight since Jerry won't have to cover for you tonight, will he?
Yes, sir.
No, you're fine.
Really,
I wasn't forgetting. I just doing something different for a change.
I really have no comments. I appreciate each and every one of your support. Y'all are supporting us in our training efforts and our equipment update efforts, and I look forward to getting much more of your support in the future. And I want to wish each and every one of you Merry Christmas, and hope you have a good time with your family. And I just appreciate everything y'all do for the county.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you, man, very much.
Same to you and yours.
Any citizens tonight like to come forward? Just for the record, introduce yourself and your address so everybody back home can see.
Good evening, Board. My name is LaShonda Whipple, and I just want to ask a question concerning the road that I live on. It's kind of been ongoing, and I was just wondering if requesting some crush and run to go on Mountain Spring Road, would that be something doable? Because I've requested maybe gravel to kind of help out the situation some, but when gravel is requested, it just seems like maybe when they come down, when the county comes, they maybe sprinkle like 10 pebbles here and there. And when it rains, that just doesn't do it. And just until something a little bit more permanent can get put in place, I mean, just a little crush and run here and there, maybe that might help things. And I'm just wondering, is that doable?
Yeah, we got the gentleman sitting right here.
If I make a comment, yeah, we've been hauling, crush and run, some screenings and number sixes, trying to tighten up some of those muddy areas. And I rode through there, Monday.
Okay, I know it's on.
Yesterday. And we were kind of forecasted for a lot of rain over the weekend. Didn't get as much, but it was a slow rain, and that usually causes us problems over there on Mount Spring.
Right.
But we didn't need any gravel in those areas. What's gonna help us over there is when we get that road reshaped and get the crown back in.
Okay, I think I noticed like maybe some crush and run put on Pitts Chapel right before you get on to Mountain Spring Road, but if we could just get some crush and run in those slick spots, maybe like going up those hills and coming down the hills and around the curves where the gravel wash out, and when the rain comes, it just makes a muddy mess. I think some crush and run might help out a little bit more than the gravel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean, when is the plan to reshape that road?
The spring is the optimum time to do it. But we're gonna get started early. We don't want to be caught in the wet season with the road opened up. We're gonna get more complaints than do more harm than good.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's in pretty good shape right now. But don't drive over that county line.
Any other citizens tonight? Commissioner Kitchen, you want to start us off? You got some good news. I talked with you earlier. Well, commissioner comments.
Oh, yeah, just bring the board's attention. If y'all remember, we talked, it's been probably a year ago about ambulance service in Jones County. We had some issues with response times and all that, and we've worked at it behind the scenes, and I think we're gonna have an opportunity to have one full-time ambulance in Jones County and 2 12-hour ambulances stationed throughout the county, north and south end of the county, and then one station dedicated to Jones County, so it's not coming here and then leaving. It stays here all the time. So we've reached out to the sheriff for some assistance on and his opinion and his thoughts on things, and so we're working through that. Hopefully, bring something back by the first of the year. Talk more with you guys about it and bring something back for us to vote on, a location for them here in the county. But they've committed to giving us one full-time ambulance and 2 12-hour ambulances, and so they're behind the scenes now to get the heat maps of where most of the calls are coming from and all that. So they're going to put about 10 people dedicated to Jones County. So
That's great.
good stuff.
Great. Thank you for working on that, guy. I think this is a couple boards you sit on that you were able to talk to them and get some help, and it's helping.
I will say that, Chairman, we talk about it all the time. It's not just the training you get when you go to these conferences and all. It's more about the relationships. And I can honestly say I've talked about this for a year at every meeting I go to, every chance I can, and just happened to talk to the right people, and things started working out. And at one of the conferences, just happened to be the Southeastern Regional guy for the ambulance services, came up to me and said, "Hey, I hear you looking for this, this, and this, and we started talking, and it's gotten to this so far. So the relationships are they really matter. They really do. I don't know that I'd have found this opportunity without having, you know, those relationships or going to those conferences. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
Thank you. Commissioner Wood?
That is excellent news, and it'll be beneficial to all the constituents in Jones County and visitors alike. You know, it's a work in progress this year. You know, we have a tornado siren that hadn't been put up this year, and we're going to figure out in January where we're at on that. And we got other projects in the county that are ongoing, and we look forward to continuing the work and benefiting the citizens. And just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a good New Year, a good, safe New Year.
Thank you. Mr. Bone?
It's that time of the year where you sit back and you think about a year ago from today, from the last meeting of the year, and what do you think that you've accomplished sitting here and voting yes and no on things and voting different people into different positions. And I think that we've done a great job, y'all. You know, I think that we've worked together as a board. I think that we've put some people in places that have made huge impacts for our community. I know I receive so fewer calls now about some of our departments that used to my phone blowed up on. And I'm sure all of y'all do too. And it's not just my district or your district or your district. There's many calls that I may get that's District 4 or District 3, or District 2 or 1. And we kind of all work together on answering each other's questions for everybody. And we don't pit each other against each other. And, you know, this is the time of the year when Jesus was born, and we are blessed to be here every year, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for all of our employees that bring it all together, because they're the ones out there working every day to make us look good sitting up here. And we don't want y'all to think that we don't think about that. Every one of y'all make us look good, and I thank y'all.
Amen.
Merry
Well
Christmas.
Follow that.
How you gonna top that, Commissioner Martin?
If you want me to, I can. They say never give a politician a mic, right? Or a preacher. So, just gonna say, I ditto what everybody said. The greatest decisions that we've made is the hiring decisions. I think the second greatest decision was rewarding the people that we hired. Life isn't about money, but money does make it work a little bit better in certain situations. We got some low-hanging fruit that we need to get, whether it's the fire department, with ISO, with some opportunities there, some road stuff, because some of this stuff is easy. And we got some bigger fruit that we have to go after. And the roads list I think is going to be our major thing next year. And we're going to have to make some decisions about T-Splosh and liquor on the ballot, right? Because we've got to fund some of these things and not off the people's backs. And we've got to figure that part out. And I think that's our next big journey as we head into the election cycle, for whatever that means for us. I'm a firm believer that God has a place for each of us, and He appointed us here at that time to do His bidding and His will, and I appreciate that opportunity. And I don't take it for granted. When people ask me, no different than Wendy, I don't care who calls me, I don't say, what district are you from? No offense to anybody, I really don't know where all the streets are. You know, they were talking about all these streets. I'm like, Jason, you know where the street is? You know, I know the streets I ride on. I know a lot of the streets in my district. But once I leave out of that district, I don't have a clue. If it didn't go to the rec or didn't go to the tax office, I don't have a clue. But many of our constituents ride roads right across the county, or their kids ride those roads. And so the roads are going to be, I think, critical for us. Again, water and sewer are coming along, and I'm excited about that. So to everybody's point, looking in the rearview mirror, we did a lot of good stuff, and I'm excited about what the future holds. T-Splosh.
T-Splosh.
Liquor. I'm hopeful for 2024 for those things. And while I'm not a big drinker, I do like the tax money off of it. I just want to be honest about that. And that will change the shape of what we do and how we do certain things in this county. And I think we need to educate people on what that really means, because there's a reason why there's liquor stores on the edges of our county. It's not because we're a dry county, just kidding. But it's definitely because there's an opportunity, and we spend a lot of money. That leakage report, we need to go back and review that leakage report for opportunities to do public-private partnerships and to expand opportunities in the county, and then continue to invest in our people. When we make good investments in our people, we get good results. And when we meet the needs of the constituents, life is real easy. Your phone doesn't ring as much. So keep doing the great work, and thank you for the constituents that have held us accountable, showed up, and done some of the heavy lifting too of bringing us situations to address, because sometimes we don't know if you don't tell us. So thank you. And Ms. Whipple, please keep up the good work.
Y'all have, every one of y'all stole everything I was gonna say. And again, thank y'all very much. Citizens who come forward, we love to see this room full. When if we had to go to Knox Center, that'd be hard to do every meeting, but just to have this room full and citizens engaged and helping us, it means a lot, and we appreciate it. But Merry Christmas to all. Thank y'all very much. If I could get a motion to go to executive session for real estate
And litigation.
and we missed one more. We've got personnel. We missed
Okay.
litigation personnel and
So moved.
so moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming.